So, President Putin's recent trip to India. On the surface, it looked like a masterclass in political theater, right? But behind all those handshakes and photo ops, there's a way more complex story unfolding. So let's peel back the layers and really dig into what's going on between these two old partners. And this tweet, it really set the tone for the whole visit. It was a clear, very deliberate message sent out to the entire world, basically saying, hey, the India-Russia friendship, it's as strong as it's ever been. But it wasn't just about the words. That image of Prime Minister Modi personally welcoming President Putin right there on the tarmac, that sent a huge message. I mean, this is a kind of welcome that's reserved for only the absolute closest of allies. It's a big deal. Okay, so this grand welcome, it really taps into this deep cultural idea of friendship in India. And it's all captured in a single Hindi phrase. But the real question is, how does this cultural ideal hold up in the, let's say, the hard-nosed world of geopolitics? That phrase is Sukh Dukh Ka Sati, and it basically translates to a companion in both good times and bad, through happiness and sorrow. It's a really powerful idea that goes way beyond just simple friendship. We're talking about unwavering loyalty here. And for a long time, this has been seen as the very foundation of the India-Russia relationship. Right, but let's be real. In the world of geopolitics, friendship can often be, well, a matter of convenience. So how does this whole narrative of a deep cultural connection really stack up against the cold, hard realities of national interest? Okay, let's start with the money, the economic picture. India imports over $63 billion worth of stuff from Russia, and in return, India exports just $5 billion. I mean, that's not just a trade deficit, that is a massive chasm. So what's in it for Russia? Well, a lot, actually. You've got a huge, reliable market for its oil and its weapons. It's a chance to show the world, hey, we're not isolated. And it's a great opportunity to strengthen those ties while things might be a little strained between India and the US. Now, this visit also turned into a fascinating case study of how misinformation can just spread like wildfire in geopolitics. And the whole thing kicked off with a story about a nuclear submarine. So right in the middle of the visit, headlines started popping up everywhere. We're talking screaming headlines about a brand new $3 billion deal for India to lease a nuclear attack sub from Russia. It looked like a huge breakthrough in the relationship. And there was just one tiny little problem with all this. The story wasn't true. At all. The Indian government's own fact-checking unit had to step in pretty quickly to shut down the rumors, putting out a very firm denial. So what was the real story? Well, the deal everyone was talking about was actually signed way back in 2019. And far from being some new breakthrough, it's been hit with delay after delay. The new target for delivery? Not until 2028. Okay, so if the whole submarine story was a red herring, what were they actually talking about? What was the real substance of these meetings? What was the actual agenda? All right, let's look at the defense relationship first. Now, while it's still significant, Russia's share of India's defense market has absolutely plummeted. I mean, think about it. It's down from over 70% a decade ago to just 36% today. So India is clearly diversifying its partnerships, looking to other countries like the US, France, and Israel. The real focus of this visit, it seems, was on a different kind of power: energy. I mean, for an energy-hungry economy like India, getting reliable sources of oil, coal, and fertilizer from Russia is a massive strategic priority. And for Russia, it locks in a huge, dependable customer. You could say this energy partnership is quickly becoming the new cornerstone of the whole relationship. But despite all the public handshakes and displays of unity, there's one major piece of unfinished business still hanging out there. We're talking about a key military agreement that's been stuck in limbo for years. And that's the Reciprocal Exchange of Logistics Support Agreement, or RELOS for short. Now, these kinds of pacts are absolutely crucial for modern militaries. They're basically force multipliers, right? They let navies and air forces operate way, way far from home. A RELOS deal would seriously deepen the military ties between the two countries. And here's the real kicker. Russia? They've already ratified the agreement. It's done on their end. But India, on the other hand, has been totally silent. Nothing. And this hesitation, it most likely comes down to India's very delicate balancing act, trying to maintain its strategic autonomy without upsetting other key partners, like the United States. So where does all this leave the time-tested friendship between India and Russia? Well, it's a relationship that's definitely built on a strong foundation of history and culture, no doubt about that. But it's now being seriously tested by the harsh realities of geopolitics. And that leaves us with the big question, right? Can this friendship really survive in a world where, at the end of the day, national interests are king?